Welcome on in, everybody. Today we are going to be doing an A rank guide for Winning Ticket. Winning Ticket is going to be a medium distance runner. She's a late starter, A rank default. You can use some legacies to get these increased. I wouldn't really try to get her end or front increased as they are set at G, so that's going to be very difficult to get those up to anything worth using. However, if you set it up correctly, you can use her as a pace chaser. We may switch to pace a couple of times throughout this career, depending on how some of the races go. However, we will most likely be keeping her at late throughout the entire career. She has a 10% stamina bonus and a 20% strength bonus. The 20% strength bonus is great, so we're going to be doing a 3-2-1 support card deck with her. So we're going to have 3 speed cards, 2 wit cards, and 1 stamina card. That way we can really focus on getting our speed up as high as possible while taking advantage of the 20% strength point boost. And we will slip in some of the stamina training as we do have to make it through the 3,000 meter Kikuka show. And that is going to take a little bit of stamina, around 250 to 300, if not a couple of energy reviving skills. So in order to get this build going, I will recommend raising her potential as high as you can before doing her career, as for some it has been a little challenging. It took me a few more tries than normal to get the A rank with her, but now I can do it pretty consistently. So I would definitely recommend just a little bit to help you out, leveling that up as much as possible. However, I did get my first A rank with her on her default stars of, I believe Winning Ticket is a 2-star at default, and then just at potential level 2. So, it's not impossible, it'll just make your life a little bit easier. So for our legacy support cards, you are naturally going to want to go ahead and find a very, very good power speed split if you have one. If you do not, I highly recommend going to Umamusume DB, link in the description, and typing in and finding a support card that you can follow, or a legacy, that you can follow with a 42-21 split. You would just search a legacy character with 6 power and 3 speed stars, and when you search, you'll be able to find friends that you can follow in order to take advantage of the 3 guests a day and make getting the a bit easier on yourself. Now, as you can see here, we got 3 power, 3 speed, 3 power. So very, very good follow there. And then we're going to choose one of our own legacy characters. In this case, I have a Tokai Teo down at the bottom of my A list here, that has a 42-12 split. So she's a good split because it's a 3 power, 3 power, so 6 power sparks total, and 2 speed. So throughout this entire build, we have 3, 6, 9, 12 power, and 5 speed. 12 power, 5 speed. Not a bad build there. I would recommend getting as close to that as possible. Again, it is possible to get an A rank with Winning Ticket with lower numbers than these. It's just your RNG is going to, play a lot more into it. As you get to those lower numbers, those 12s and those 21s being your highest spark builds, it's not impossible. Just know if you get debuffs or accidentally fail on a 8% or something like that, it may end your chances of the run. However, that's completely fine, because if you think about it, it won't completely kill the run, it will just kill the chance of the A rank. However, by following this method, you will still be getting your power and speed to high levels, so you have a chance of getting those 3-star sparks under them. And if you do get those 3-star sparks under them, then you will have good builds for your next career runs. So here we're going to build out our deck as best as we can. So I'm going to do a Kitasen Black speed card borrow. I highly recommend borrowing Kitasen Black. I recommend it in every single one of my videos. And if you have a Super Creek, I recommend her as your speed card or stamina card. If you don't have a stamina Super Creek, you can also get away with a Measuro McQueen. I believe she was a giveaway, or not a giveaway, but one you could purchase with was friendship points not too long ago. I also have a Top Gun here that is a good SR card. Basically, you just want to be able to have some sort of energy skill here. Any blue skills, the more the better. And I like, personally, the Super Creek option. I think she's the best one. And then for our 2 wit cards, we're going to take a look here because I forgot what our special priorities here. So we got a 50 and a 25, and then we got a 35 and a 25. I don't think our Nice Nature is better than that. Yeah, she's not. Okay, so we're going with the Daiwa Scarlet. Very good wit card. She has a lot of events that trigger that will revive energy and mood up. And the Matekente Fukitaru has good bonus points as well. And then I just tacked on my 2 best speed cards here, which are going to be the Narita Taishin and the Silent Suzuka. You could really fill these 2 in with whoever your best speed cards are. I've not pulled a second Silent Suzuka. I keep forgetting her name. I haven't pulled a second one, so she's still maxed out at level 30 for me. And I haven't been lucky enough to really pull very many speed cards. Yeah, I think I have a King Halo at 35, and the rest are just standard, you know, a Tokai Teo rare. So, no good luck for the speed cards with me, but, you know, you might have better ones. And overall, this is going to be the build we're going with, highly focusing on training our speed. So let's go ahead and start this career. We're going to fast forward through all of the dialogue. Save everybody the headache and time. You can read it on your own playthrough if you like. So we're going to begin naturally by training up our friendship bonuses. And if it comes down to a tie, you know, multiple with double stacks, multiple with triple, we will always prioritize speed in this build. We got 2 on power, we'll take that. We don't need to really train guts at all, so we'll avoid that if possible, either choosing wit for energy or a single on speed over guts. So we only got 1 on speed, but we got 2 on wit, 2 on power. However, in this case, we do have a skill hint, so we'll go wit, get a little bit of that energy back. And we're going to mood up with this Kitasen Black event. That's always a great one to get at the early game there. So if you get that, that's just good luck. We got 2 on stamina with a skill hint with Mateken Fukukitaru. Lucky 7, probably won't use the skill, but always good to get those friendship bonuses up. Alright, now let's eat at full power. Let's max out that energy and see what else we got here. We got 1 on stamina. Not very good split here as far as really anything goes. So let's go ahead. We'll take the Super Creek skill hint because we want to get her skills. Quarter recovery, that's what we're looking for. That is a really good stamina skill. I know I call it so many things. Energy revival, energy recovery. I'm trying to keep stamina out of my mouth because people will confuse it with this stamina points. And it's technically energy, but you know what I mean. So let's do power. We have max energy. I actually think we had a double stack on stamina, so I might have misclicked there, but we are fine. We'll wait to see what happens here. That'll give us a 10 power bonus. 2 on guts. We'll take the skill hint on stamina. Like I said, we're kind of trying to avoid guts If we can get good bonuses with the other skills, we will. Change it to your normal clothes. Another 20 speed. 3 on speed, we'll take those. Our Silent Suzuka is falling behind a little bit as far as friendship bonuses go. Alright, so we're at 17% failure. That's not horrible. We'll take the skill hint with Matikane Fukukitaru. And then we are a little low on energy here, so we can either rest or train. I wish I would have rested last turn, because then we could have hit that with the 3 stack on speed. But we did not. So let's do a good rest here since our energy is really, really low. We'll get 2 good speed and or other skill trainings in before our junior debut. We'll do the double speed stack on power. And then let that emotion go to the afternoon. Get a power bonus there. And then Narita Taishin skill hint on power. We really shouldn't have an issue with our junior debut here. Again, there is always a chance that you get some bad RNG and end up failing the junior debut. And that is just a bummer, but save yourself the carrots, even if you fail. Keep going through with it. You know, see if you can't get some good sparks out of it. And we were lucky enough to, well, I guess the luck was more on our side in that case. So we got the first place. Don't need to win the maiden race anymore. A few turns to train before the hopeful stakes. We got 3 on wit. We'll take that. Every time that knocks and I have my headset on, I think somebody's at my front door. And I think I look over my shoulder every single time that happens. Alright, so we're looking at 24% failure. I do not want to risk a failure, so I'll do a wit training. Because this will give us enough energy to pretty much guarantee success on the next turn at about a third full. We'll get another mood up here by choosing the top option. Guess you better get well soon. And even a little bit more energy stacked on top of there. So we got 3 on stamina. We'll take that. Mood down, but that's fine. We're still a good mood. We'll train wit. Now Narita Taishin is in rainbow training, so we're looking good there. So we could do that, but we're still looking at 24% failure. Let's do 1 wit with Super Creek here. We can get her friendship up. That's great. Not completely necessary. It's just kind of a little cherry on top to get those extra points. Do another wit training. Get us some black skill hint. Always good. So now we have straightaway and corner recovery. That is a good skill spread for winning ticket here. We'll take the die with Scarlet's skill hint. Rosy Outlook. So lots of stamina skills coming in, which is great, because we're going to need them for the Kikuka show and the Japanese Derby. Now we have... do some thinking here. We can do the rainbow training. There is 3 stack and director. However, we are still a little more focused on getting these friendships up. So... die with Scarlet, it's only a 23. These will be, the wit really increases over time, so these will be like 35 to 43 per rainbow training in the near future. So let's go ahead and focus on getting Kita Black and Silent Suzuka up here. And it always is a good thing to have extra power. Speed's kind of falling behind here, so let's go ahead. We'll do 1 wit. And then we'll do a speed. Matikane Fukukitaru talks quite a lot in that little cutscene there, but that's fine. Let's go ahead. We'll do stamina. I really want to get Silent Suzuka up a little higher. And yes, right now our speed is a little low. It's not the end of the world. We'll rest before the hopeful stakes here. I respect her a lot. That'll give us some stamina. But our stamina and power are looking really good for this part of the career path. So we might be a little low on speed. Oh, according to them, we are not. So, excellent. And we'll go next. Just me, or was that announcer audio extremely loud? We'll click next to this and take a look at the settings real quick. Oh! No wonder it's so quiet. I'm gonna leave it as is for the rest of this career playthrough, because if I change it now, I know for a fact I'm not gonna be able to figure out the audio in Premiere, and I'm gonna end up blowing your guys' eardrums out. If you have low energy there, do save your strength for today. I didn't need to because I actually had full energy, but that audio thing threw me off, so all good. And now we have some pretty good support cards. We'll do another power training. Silent Suzuka is so close to being in Rainbow Training. And where is ya at, Silent Suzuka? Another power. We want to take the key to some black speed there. Get us up to D. Yeah, Yoi Show. Wit. We'll do the wit. Get a little bit of that energy back so we can potentially do one good turn after this race instead of resting. So we may get lucky with a good stack. Our skill hints are proccing pretty well. And we'll be able to purchase quite a bit when it becomes necessary again here. Second again, that's perfect. It's always nice to get that first, but not completely necessary here. And one turn before the Satsuki show. Can't remember how many before the Japanese Derby, but this is still a good setup. So let's go ahead, take a look. Did we have a good stack? Yeah, we're going to take the speed there. Narita Taishin and the Reporter's Friendship bonus is getting up pretty high. And she gives extra skill or stat points near the end anyway. And we do get the inspiration here, which is going to give us a good amount of speed and a good amount of power. So Satsuki show is only 2,000 meters. We aren't going to stress about that, but we are going to buy some skills prior to the Japanese Derby. The 2,400 meters, it's just long enough that if you don't prep right, it actually can kill your career. It has happened to me a few times where I just wasn't able to get past the Japanese Derby on multiple career paths. And that was just absolutely brutal, so we ain't going to risk it. Go ahead, we'll do a good rest here. Get one good turn in. Excellent, we got 70 back. We'll do that training, and there's our Suzuka looking nice. We got you in the Rainbow Training. Dive with Scarlet. That was the event I was talking about earlier. That gives you some stamina back, or some energy back. Now, Common and Crowd, 40%. Straight away recovery, 30%. We'll take all those really heavily discounted energy skills. I believe corner recovery can still come down to 30% if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but 3 skills should be more than enough to get us through this race. That's probably actually more than enough to get us through the Kikuka show. But we'll play it safe, and we'll definitely buy more skills before the Kikuka show. There we go, 3rd place. And now we gotta really start building up this speed we got here. Nine turns before the Kikuka show. And we're going to be doing some beach training. Excellent. Wit before beach training. We're going to have max bar going into beach training. Ooh, actually we won't, because I'm taking that. I'm taking the double speed. I wish that would have happened during beach training. We could have cranked that up a little bit more. 25, that's fine. I want it on speed. Give me some speed. Come on, come on. So, only one. Brutality. Come on. Oh, yeah. I suppose we're not quite as fortunate as I'd like. We're only getting single stacks. However, we can still get some good points out of that. 26, 50. We'll take the 50 wit. Absolutely. We're looking a little low. No rainbow training here. We'll take a rest. I'm gonna want to do like 1 stamina training. I would really like to get stamina past 300 before the Kikuka show. But if we get a good... Yeah, let's do that. Because the Super Creek skill hint is always good. I guess we didn't need Hesitant Page Chasers, but now this is where we're going to buy Corner Recovery. And that should be enough. We got quite a few skills there. Now, keep in mind, we are kind of banking on the skills getting us through the Kikuka show, because it's 3,000 meters, so if they don't proc, and it's very unlikely that they all don't proc, but they might not. Okay, yeah, there we go. 3rd place, we got through them all. I doubt all of them procced, but the dice might not roll in your favor, and you may have none of them proc in like 5 times in a row and then have to restart. It's very unlikely that'll happen, but it is possible, and it has happened. The Ogre Recap events are awesome too, because they just get super fat together. Double stack on speed, we'll take that all day. Do a good rest here. Come on, Trainer's Handbook. That's what we like to see. 20 points, 20 points. We need a rest. Good, no rainbow stacks missed out on. And I think you give a mood up if we get this. Oh, no, we got the energy down, but that's fine. It's a roll of the dice. You can get mood up. It's possible. We are going to prioritize speed. We need speed. Our energy is pretty much where we need it. Around 300. So right now, we just really need to start cranking out and try to get the speed up to an S by the end of the career here. Energy's getting a little low, but we got 5 turns before Osaka High. And this event, go all out on relaxing, will give us about 30 energy back. Or exactly 30 energy back. There we go. And we're almost up to a B+. Deluxe Hamburger and Carrot. I think that's the first time. I got like 1 hot spring ticket, and then that, and then the rest have all been tissues and stuff. Alright, speed level 4, so there comes the boost. Getting the boost coming up. 36 wit. Gimme. See how I said near the mid to late game, the wit points just start going up like crazy. Professor of Curvature, great skill to have. We'll do another wit. And we'll have 1 good turn. Good quality shoes will give us stat increases. 24 to speed. And the Osaka High should not be too challenging for us. I believe it is a 2,200 meter? What is this again? Just a 2,000 meter. Okay. And we are keeping her as a late pacer. Or a late starter, because that makes the most out of the stamina that you have. Excellent. I believe there's short turns coming up. 5 turns before the Takarazuka Kinen. And 1 more inspiration to get that power up. Alright, stats are looking decent. We're gonna rest. I don't want to risk failing now. 22%'s a little high there. We'll take the speed training. Save that energy for later, get a little bit back. We'll do a wit training when we don't have rainbow. Maybe you're overconscious of other racers. Nimble Navigator skill hint. 24 to wit. I don't really need stamina training. We'll do speed because our energy's pretty high. And might as well get a little bit more in before the Takarazuka Kinen, so we'll ask her to train with us. Take a look. I believe we got Professor of Curvature. But we can... I believe that can get discounted a little more. So we only gotta get top 3 here, so let's save that just in case that can come down a little bit, because we should be able to win this. Yep, there you go, first place. Speed, stamina, wit, and power, and guts all up by 3. Not great, but not bad. So we gotta get first in the Arima Kinen. So let's do some good training here. Oh, that happens so little when I record. Awesome. Okay, we got our full triple stack on speed. 60 points. Oh, thank you, Umagons. It's been so long since I've seen that. We'll do a wit training there. Get a little bit of energy back. Do another wit training. Our speed's looking solid now. Let's go ahead. Ooh, yeah, let's do another wit training. Get that up to a B. And now we can solely... We want wit up to a B minimum, so now we can solely focus... Oh, yes. Oh, yes, baby. That is what... Sorry for whatever that was. Another double stack on speed. That's a 51. The stars have aligned. Normally, we wouldn't be where our stats are right now until, like, literally the turn before the Arima Kinen. So we're, like, 5 good turns ahead right now. So that's a good run. We'll take a rest. Play it a little safe, but not too cautious. Let's go ahead. We'll do a power. Because power doesn't drain too much energy to train. Save that energy for later. Keep it back. We don't want to fail right now. So let's do that. We'll get this pretty much up to an S before the Arima Kinen. In fact, we should get it to an S before the Arima Kinen here. 2 turns before we're going to go ahead and do a wit or a rest. Yep, we'll do a wit here. And then our last training will be in... I was going to say stamina, but we're at 21%. That's a little higher than I'd like it to be. So let's do one more wit. And if you didn't notice, I forgot to point it out, like 3 turns ago, we got Swinging Maestro. So we are absolutely buying Swinging Maestro. And we can go ahead and get Professor of Curvature too, because this is a first place win it race to continue to the URA Finals. So we do not want to fail here. So normally I'd have about a 950 in speed and like a 900, maybe even like an 880 in power at this point. We got really lucky with those 2 trainings at the 50 and the 60. So if you're a little low right here, that's fine. Definitely still buy the skills, but you should be able to finish the Arima Kinen. This is just a really good run for us.
14番 Win.
And there we have it. That's the first place. And everything going forward should be relatively easy for winning ticket here. So it's going to be all about maxing out these skill points. So let's see if we get a good wit stack before the URA qualifier. $38.22. I mean, obviously I'm going to take the 38 speed. You're not going to just not take the 38 speed. Oh my gosh, it's been so... I'm cheesing from cheek to cheek right now. It's been so long since I've gotten good luck in a run like this. I can't tell you how many times I had to refilm that Nice Nature video. Oh my god. Okay, so we got our plus 12 bonuses, but we are extra low energy, so we can just do some wit training. Our stats are at A level already, so we can play it safe. Don't fail. We want to get through this. We shouldn't really have an issue, but don't stab yourself in the foot by taking a, 40% risk at the end here, because you'll get plus 12 at the end of each race, and 12, 24, 30, so that's a 36 bonus regardless of how you place by the end. So let's do one more wit training, and this will put us over into the 1100 speed. You can win it at like a 10 20 speed and like a 900 power and still get the A. So we're just looking good. This will be, unfortunately, it won't go into the rank of A+, but we'll have like a medium range A here. So that'll be a pretty good career here. And here we are, the URA Finale champion. And let's take a look at our final stats here. We got +10s from director, and +3s or 5s was it from the reporter, and then our +5s at the end here. So we finish with a SS in speed 1124, a 423 in stamina, a 1025 in power, and a 756 in wit, 241 in guts, but who really cares about that? You can kind of interchange this. We could have gotten the speed up a little more by not focusing on stamina as much. We did a few more stamina trainings than we technically needed to finish this career. But, you know, it got us through, and we got a little lucky with the rolls there. But aim for stats around that. She is a late and medium racer, and we've pretty much bought all the good skills we need. So let's take a look, see if there's a late surger. Yep, hard worker, late, and do we have any medium skills that we can afford? Doesn't look like it, so let's take a look at these guys. We got competitive spirit. Nobody's gonna be using the same strategy as ours. Our strategy is kind of whack. Let's do one more energy skill here and use up as many points as we can. 7 left over, not bad. And let's take a look at how far into A we got. I think it'll be around mid-range A. Yep, almost exactly. So 11224. That is going to be our A-rank guide here with... What's your name again? Winning ticket. 2 speed sparks, not bad. Probably won't use her all that often as we don't really make many late surgers, but this is a really good 3-star late surger is a pretty good thing to have. But these are our final stats and skills. So I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video, and I would also really like to thank you guys for breaking the 1,000 subscribers this week. I really appreciate it. I didn't think we'd actually get that far because I really just started making these for fun. So that's great to see. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.